Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Denise, in case you don't know me, and I'm an affiliate and a digital marketer, full-time affiliate and digital marketer. And I want to go over some changes, important changes that may affect you if you're running a business, especially if you're running this business or your online website through System.io. So you may have received an email from System.io that there is some regulation changes that Google, Gmail, and Yahoo are actually implementing effective February of 2024. And these changes will impact you, especially if you're using a personal email address to send out your emails to your leads and your prospects. So this is the email that you may have received, and these are important changes. If you want to prevent interruptions in your emails from going out to your customers, then it's very important that you make these updates. And I would suggest you make them sooner than later, before February of 2024. So the first important change that they're doing is that you will not be able to use free email addresses with System.io, meaning that you cannot use free email addresses when sending out communication to your customers. So we definitely, emails such as Gmail, Hotmail, or Yahoo will not be even an option for you to be able to send out your emails. So what you need to do is actually purchase a professional email. And what you need to do, if you have a domain already and maybe you've been using your domain but you still have been using a personal email, then you just need to purchase that professional email that you use with your domain. So I would suggest you go to your domain registrar to purchase that email. If you don't have a domain and you've been using the free System.io default subdomain, then I recommend that you purchase both the domain and the email. Now, I prefer to use GoDaddy. It's what I've been using for a long time. I should become an affiliate for them, but I'm not. I just truly love their service. The customer service is phenomenal, and I just never had any issues in the 15 or so years that I've been using them. So, what I want to show you is how I connect an email and a domain from my registrar to System.io. Again, I'm going to use GoDaddy, but they're pretty much the same. Every domain registrar has a DNS setting, so it's pretty much the same. If you did not use GoDaddy, may use Namecheap or any other registrar, just search for their DNS settings, and pretty much the updates are the same. So let me go to GoDaddy so I can start showing you the process. Okay, so this is the email that I am going to connect. This is the domain, sioaffiliate.com. So I am going to my System.io account. And we're going to connect this. So obviously the first step for you to do is purchase that domain and that professional email. Okay, just bear with me as I obtain my confirmation code. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is hover over here and go to settings. And what I'm looking for is for custom domain. And I'm going to go ahead and click here and add domain. When you add your domain, do add the www and save. Okay, and it's adding. It does give you the DNS names that you need to enter to your registrar. So this is what you're going to copy and paste over. Please note that the www CNAME, in the case of GoDaddy, they already have an existing www name. So you do not want to create another one. What you want to do is edit the existing one. So in your register, if you already see a www name already created, then you want to edit it. If you don't see it, then you want to add a new record. And I'm going to show you what I mean by going to my GoDaddy account, and I want to go to DNS. Okay. So in my case, you want to make sure you go to all the changes. So in my case, you see there's a C name already existing, and I do not want to add another record. What I want to do in this case is update the C name. So I'm going to go ahead and update. And I'm going to go back to GoDaddy. So I do not have to do anything or select anything in this left field because it's already there. You do not want to retype your domain either. All you want is what's from the left of the domain. So what I'm going to do in this case is select the whole field, the value on the right, and I'm going to remove that value and paste the new value and go ahead and save that. Now you need to add both C names. They provided two C names. There's a C name 1, there's a C name 2. And what you want to do is take everything to the left of that period and copy it. And in this case, I'm going to add a new record, and I'm going to select C name and paste that first part of the record. And then I'm going to select the second value, and I'm going to I'm going to copy the entire selection and paste it here. Okay, so the domain, I went ahead and added all the C names that I needed to add for the domain. You'll see that it's pending validation. It does take about 45 minutes or so to change from pending validation to ready to use. Now, the other thing I wanted to do is go to forwarding. And the reason I want to go to forwarding is because if you don't do this forwarding, then people will always need to type www.sioaffiliate.com. What I'm saying to the registrar when I add the forwarding is I'm telling them if they don't type the www, please send them to www.sioaffiliate.com. If you don't add the forwarding, they will always need to type the www. So I'm going to go ahead and add the forwarding, and it's a permanent 301 that you want to keep selected. And your other domain providers may say forwarding, others may name it or label it as redirect. So here I just want to say, please forward, if they don't type the www, forward to www.sioaffiliate.com. And that's all you want to do here, and save it. Great. So that's the portion that we needed to do for the domain. Now I want to show you what we need to do for the email. Okay, so let me pause this and correct this error. Okay, I did redo it and it did accept the changes. So it's saying we're updating your forwarding, which can take a few minutes to show here. So as you can see, it did add the permanent forwarding. So that's the part that we needed to do for our domain. It'll take 45 minutes before it shows ready to use. I can also go to dnschecker.org just to make sure that I didn't do anything incorrectly and I don't waste, 30 minutes to then find out that I did something wrong. So make sure you enter the www in order for this to work. You will get incorrect errors if you don't. And you want to make sure you select CNAME here and search. And I misspelled my domain, and that's why I got all the access. But if things did go wrong, this is what you will see, all the access. Um, but I did type it wrong, and that's why it came out like that. So make sure you type your domain correctly. And then as you can see, it's properly propagating and the check marks are green. So that means I did everything right. So that portion has been done. Okay, so now we want to go to the email. So we want to go ahead and add emails. The first thing, if you haven't added an email, you want to make sure you add it here. So what you want to do is add your email address. Now, System IO is going to send you an email that you need to confirm. So you do want to go to your Outlook, and let me go to my email. Okay, so I did log into my professional email address. Now you need to make sure you check in your spam and everywhere. This email did happen to go to my spam folder, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the System IO confirmation email, and it's simply clicking here. It says click here to confirm, and just click on confirm, and your email address has been confirmed. So now when I go to System IO and I refresh, you will see that the email address changed from pending to verified. This is just confirming to System IO what your email address is. It still does not allow you to send out communication through that email. We have to authenticate our domain in order to do that. So what you want to do is go down here where it says click here to authenticate your domain and display its information in your email header, which will help improve your email delivery rates. So what you want to do is click here, and then here you're going to enter your domain name. This is for the email. Now you're not going to enter www, just enter the domain. So in my case, it's sioaffiliate.com and save. So now you have another sets of C names that you need to add to your registrar. And we're going to do pretty much the same. We're going to take the left side of that first dot. I'm going to take that, copy it, and we're going to add additional C names. So I'm back to the DNS section of my domain. Actually, I'm in the forwarding section. I want to go back to DNS records and add a new record, C name. I'm going to paste what I copied, go back to System IO and select the right side and copy the entire value on the right and paste it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the second record because I got to add 3 records. And again, this time is make sure that it's everything on the left before the period, before your domain. So I'm going to take all this up till domain key and paste it. And the value, you want to select the entire value and paste it on the value. And then you want one more record. Again, everything before the domain and before that period. That's one section. Now the entire value. And you want to save all records. Okay, so all the C names have been added. I can go back to System IO and close that out. I don't need it anymore. So what's going to happen right now when you go to that domain, right under domains, you see that sioaffiliate.com, which is the one I just entered, is pending. This will change to verified once everything propagates correctly and System.io updates it. Now let's go back to that email because there's something else we need to update. So if we go back to the email, so it says stop using free email addresses. Send emails through a personalized and authenticated domain, which is what we just did. We just authenticated the domain by adding all those CNAMEs. The third step is to create a DMARC record for your domain. So that's what we're going to do next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the help section of System.io. They have a great help section here. They have a great knowledge center. So I'm going to click where it says help pages. And here I'm just going to type DMARC. And I just want to show you in case you need to go back for it for reference. Here it gives you all the instructions on what you need to do. So basically what we need to do is create a TXT record in our DNS settings. So we're going to go back to our domain registrar to add that TXT record. And it tells you here the name of the record that you're going to add. So I'm going to go ahead and copy everything inside the quotation marks. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my DNS and add a new record. And this time is a text, TXT. And the name I had just copied, I'm going to paste it there. Now let's go back to the instructions. And it states clearly that this is the value that we're going to input in that DNS section. And we have to make sure that we replace the mail to that address with our email address. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything here and copy it. Then I'm going to paste it in the value. But I'm going to update everything where it says your address at yourdomain.com. I'm going to replace all that. So I'm just backspacing until the letter Y. Okay, removing all that. And then I'm typing my email, which is info@sioaffiliate.com. And I'm going to save. So now I'm just going to do one more step to make sure that that DMARC is recognized. Oh, actually, it says that my record data is invalid. So let me save again and see what is incorrect. Okay, I think it's because I have a space right next to that DMARC. So I'm going to backspace and save it. Yes. So you have to be careful when you're copying and pasting. Make sure you don't take any additional fields. Even a blank space will prevent it from saving your record. Now, I do want to check that everything has been done correctly. So I'm going to go to MX Toolbox, mxtoolbox.com. And here I'm going to check my domain, which is SIO. Well, I'm going to do www.sioaffiliate.com and MX lookup. Okay, you do not care about the DMARC policy not enabled. That's something that you don't need. We followed System.io instructions and we pasted exactly how they want it. And if you wanted additional context, when you go to this DMARC, let me go to the record just to show you so you can know what it means. We have it set for P equals none. That's how System.io wants us to set it. You can say P equals reject, and that will satisfy this field over here. But I'm going to do exactly how System.io instructed us to do it and leave it at none. As long as the DMARC record is published and the DNX record is published, we're good to go. We have satisfied all of the requirements for System IO, and that means that we will not receive any interruptions when sending out emails. So now we took care of, we're not using free email address. We're sending emails through a personalized and authenticated domain. We created a DMARC. Just make sure that your website is live, that you have an active homepage for your domain, and that pretty much make sure you stay within compliant. Make sure that your spam rate is not over the 0.3%. That's the allowment that System IO has designated. So please keep your spam rate to a minimum. And that should keep your account on a healthy active status. Now, one thing I want to show you is I'm going to go back to System IO. So that's the toolbox. I don't need it. So now when I go back to System IO, and what we want to do is go back to settings and we go back to emails. What you want to do is still pending because it does take about 45 minutes or so. What you want to do is make sure that the sender email address that you updated to your, remove any personal email address and change it to the correct email address. Your test email, your test email, I will also suggest go ahead and use the paid professional email. And this is where you will change and update so that it starts using the correct email address, and then just save. Okay, now I will come back and show you once this is updated to verify, to show you that everything was done correctly. So I'm back, and as you can I'm back, and as you can see, SIOaffiliate.com is ready to use. And I want to show you also the email side. So I'm going to go to emails, and we have SIOaffiliate.com verified as well. And when we go down here on the domains, it is authenticated. So that means that I am in compliance with the changes that Google and Yahoo are making and the requirements that System IO requires for us to be able to send out emails now through my domain. And this is exactly what you need to do. And once you do that, that's all there's to it. You can go ahead and, as I show you, go to your emails and update the sender email and the test email to your new domain email address, your professional email address, and you should all be fine. I hope this video is helpful for you, and thanks so much for watching.